Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be carrying on with Aether and Iron. We are in, Downtown Exchange, in Dreamland anyway, the sort of casino-type touristy district. We're kind of just exploring this particular zone here, trying to get an idea of what's going on with the does. They're obviously collecting protection money and stuff from people, so yeah, we're just going to explore, have a look at everything and see where that brings us.
They say the exchange started as a smuggler's market. One of Marm's first acts as Baron was to transform it into a proper community. Can't say it didn't pay off. People talk about the city's metaphorical underbelly, but this is the real thing. A hidden enclave where Dreamland's vital organs pulse with life. These crates are black market fare. They've had all their shipping and customs markers removed. They're also reinforced with metal brackets and dovetail joints to protect something valuable.
Sophie's troubled. We'll have to get her morale up a bit. But anyway, she's given us a very good check here. As long as I don't roll snake eyes, we should be fine. Yeah. So we've upgraded Sophie's phantom rocks, so that's good. What did I get? Aether gizmo, key items. This thing. Not functional, but maybe Nilly has a use for it. Okay, cool. Store to enter. What's these
Lines of
markings?
children scroll near a broken window. How's that for symbolism?
We could go in the general goods, see what they got for sale.
Look what the cat dragged in.
Show me what you've got.
Handle with care, please.
We got blue things. Military grade grenade launcher. Ooh. It's expensive and it's heavy, so we can only use this on the prison transport. Same with the improved Gatling gun. And what's this? Heavy armor. It is heavy. So, like, it is heavy. I'm wondering if we could fit it on the flatbed in place of the one that weighs 8, which cuts projectile damage in half. But this gives us plus 6 health. It's hard to say which one of those would be better. It would mean that I'd have an extra 2 weight to play with. I could maybe get, like, maybe this improved welding arm, you see. I don't feel like storage is too much of a problem for us right now. So the biggest problem is cash. Like, if I got this, that would wipe me out. Yeah. I guess we don't buy it right now, but we might end up with a bit more cash just to spend on stuff. So
Never let the magic smoke out.
we got. Let's enter the garage. Oh, we might have cars here. So what do we got here? We've got a light Sierra Motore Pescani. Sedans are highly mobile with high AP, low health and storage, and can be fitted with light weapons. Okay, let's have a quick look at this thing. The weight's good. I think that's actually better than Honeybee. I'd have to compare though. Where's Honeybee? Yeah, so this is 2 more than Honeybee. The benefit to us would perhaps be we could get another storage thing fitted. So with a stock engine, this has oh no, AP. Yeah, so if I added our existing engine, we'd actually get more AP than we have currently. I like it. Now, what about the... obviously, we can't afford it, which is the big issue there. But what about this one compared to Cress's car, the flatbed? More AP would be very good. We're very AP poor when it comes to Cress's flatbed. Same weight. So yeah, this would be a pretty much a straight upgrade for that. More health, too. And then we got the heavy, which is... I mean, we got the prism one at the moment, so I'm not so fussed about that right now. Oh, that's pretty cool. Something to save up for anyway. Now, in terms of the parts... we've got... Oh, improved turbo. Oh, wow. So... I mean, I could buy this now and have even more AP. It is heavier. That's the downside to that. Mystic Caltrops. I like my Caltrops. This does... It's cheaper. The same damage. Bigger AoE though. I wish it gave you like a little picture of the AoE so you could visualize what it would do on the road. So in terms of the repulsors, this would... I'd lose the boost. I'm not that fussed about losing the boost. I've never used it. Well, I've used it once, I think. It's quite expensive. The ram's the same. It would give us an extra AP, which is quite nice, obviously. Those are all the same. Collision bumpers. Okay, these are different. So it's heavier. Take less collision damage. Ooh. I tell you what. That'd be quite nice. If we're going to do a lot of ramming with Honeybee, which I might, because I can get like 2 rams per turn. Plus we get rammed a lot as well. That would be pretty good. Oh, ram repulsors. What's this now? Ram, so slowing ram. This is the same cost and damage, but rams a target vehicle into adjacent cell, damaging the hit vehicle and yourself. Apply slow to vehicles. That sounds pretty good. It doesn't do as much AP as we've currently got, though. Did I get the improved flamethrower in the end? I can't remember. It would be on the flatbed, wouldn't it? I did, okay. Well, there's some good stuff here, definitely. I think the first step might be to buy a better car, a light car, and then that gives us... we should check again. How much extra weight does that give us? That gives us... hang on. An extra 2 weight to play with, like 4 in total. Which would be quite nice. Might save up for that. Don't really have anything to sell at the moment. I don't need to change anything around particularly. But good to know. We got some good stuff to save up for. Okay, let's try Fisherman's Stall.
The food stall is a casket. Fish lie out haphazardly, organized by stages of rot. And the shopkeep sits with his book like a mortician in wait of mourners.
Welcome. Tell me, do you know what the catch of the day is?
Easy gumshoe roll? Let's give it a go. Hey.
I scan his setup. Too obvious not to be a front. The walls made of trick paneling, the counter feels hollow when I lean on it, and nothing here is worth his pricey foreign timepiece.
Downtown Exchange allows anything with a price tag, so why does he need to hide his stock? Take a guess?
How about something off menu?
Unfortunately, Herr Fisher, we're not here to shop. Marm has a favor.
Sophie's morale
You see,
increased,
she
though.
loved that little piece he recommended. Do you have any more?
That time already, Miss Seltzer?
I'm afraid so.
Fisher thumbs his book, as though the answers to her questions are hiding in its pages.
There's been a new graffiti artist. Some of the shops started complaining. You best start there.
Sophie simply waves and heads out. Pleasant, efficient, and satisfied with a transaction known only to them. I turn the pieces through my head as we round the corner.
Is this about that errand Marm has you running?
Would it matter if it was?
That's what I want to know. What's that time again?
If you must know, it's community management. Marm's schools may attract the brightest future rogues in the barony, but she worries about the street children. The ones we don't control.
So what? We're going to lean on a bunch of street kids because Marm's paranoid?
Of course not. They're too short. We'll check in, make sure they're following the rules, and, if needed, educate. No back-wrenching required. Now then, let's go find our graffiti artist.
I already looked at the chalk
Lines of
markers.
children scroll near a broken window. How's that for symbolism?
So I guess we go into Crimscrams.
Miss Saucer, hello. Come in, come in. And who's this? Can I get you anything, doll? We got a new radiator and some fresh bits straight from the burrows.
Lily, darling. This is Giovanna. She's here to take a census of the neighborhood.
Pleasure. We're getting numbers for neighborhood planning. I need your name, age, and occupation.
Oh, well, of course you are. The neighborhood's been a little, how to put it, chaotic lately. But don't let me distract you. Name, Lily Lopez. Occupation, scrap dealer, age. You know what, I'll just write that down.
Thanks. While you're at it, maybe you can fill me in about what's going on around here.
Giovanna's a transfer. Quick as a whip with a pen, but a little out of touch with the ground floor.
Sure thing. So, first thing you should know, write in pencil because Dreamland's expanding fast. Lots of renovations, lots of new islands, lots of people moving in and out. Business is booming.
Looks like you've been in the scrap game for a while.
Since I was knee-high, I've tried a few places, hopped a few islands, a stint with the scrappers, but Dreamland always calls me back.
Thought most scrap dealers preferred setting up in White Street.
Don't go comparing me to those vultures. They got no sense of perspective. You could hand them a nugget of gold, and they'd melt it into bullets. Besides, White Street's not attracting anyone these days. Not after old Eli took the final ferry trip downstairs.
See, you got a full stack of orders. Must be doing pretty well for yourself.
I can barely keep up with the demand. New islands are like sandboxes. Every investor can't wait to plant their mark, and they're all demanding rush orders on parts. And don't get me started on the cleanup. You think they're the ones throwing on gloves and digging through the debris?
Thanks. Anything else I should know?
Well, maybe less for you, and more for Miss Salsa? How do I put this?
Come now, Lily. Don't be shy. You said on the phone you had a few concerns. Something you couldn't leave with my office?
Sure. It's just, Miss Salsa, you've got Mom's ear. Could you maybe tell her to slow down a little? All this expansion biz is stressing folks out. You know how it is. Not everyone's got somewhere to go.
I'm well aware. How about this? Send me an estimate of how many are missing a roof over their heads, and I'll see what I can do.
Our conversation ends with a scream. Behind us, a horrified customer mops at their stained front. The culprit, a kid, doubles over, heaving her apologies.
I'm sorry. I couldn't hold it.
Oh, my stars! Here, let's get you cleaned up.
In the mad scramble to save the customer's outfit and goodwill, the shopkeep's got no time for a sickly child. Exactly what the girl wanted. She slips out, wallet in hand.
Let's take a detour, shall we? I'd like to follow up with that one.
And do what? Cuff her for pickpocketing?
Do I look like I carry a pair? But if it'll put your mind at ease, I don't plan on spiriting anyone away against their will. I just want to talk.
Okay. This is bright again.
Lines of children scroll near a broken window. The artist is long gone.
Where's the kid? Okay, let's talk to the girl first.
I catch sight of a mess of blonde hair. She bounds towards a narrow lane, steps as soft and quick as an alley cat. But Sophie's already one step ahead. The girl skitters back, all but hissing.
Let me go! I'll scream. I mean it.
Easy, kid. We just want to talk.
I didn't do anything. You're just picking on a sick kid.
You look pretty good for someone puking her guts out.
Yeah, because I puked all the bad stuff out.
I wouldn't trust a doe on a good day, but the underground vouched for her. I decide to see how different she is from her sisters.
Well, of course you didn't. If you had, there'd be evidence. Such as in your hair, or your pocket, or... Oh, what's that in your shoe?
How did you... Is it because you're a doe? Can all does do that?
With enough practice. Now, about that wallet.
Take it. There wasn't much in it anyway.
The girl defiantly holds out the wallet with shaky fingers. Sophie leans down, all her attention on the girl.
What's your name, miss?
Jenna. Jenna Campbell.
Well, Jenna, why don't you hold on to it? You earned it after all, like a true Dreamlander.
Uh-huh. Thank you, Miss Elsa.
So, that's it? You chase her down, exchange a few words, and send her off with a pat on her head?
Yes. We investigated a problem, and I determined it wasn't worth further action. Besides, that barely had enough to last a day.
Alright, graffiti artist.
The girl's a wisp, floating from window to window, as though she'd blow away at the slightest breeze. Finally, she finds rest at an unattended crate she unceremoniously marks with an X. An easy target.
Hello, darling.
Despite a welcome as inviting as a river in summer, the girl plunges into terror. Her hollow eyes well with the knowledge she's been caught red-handed. Hey, easy, kid. No one's in trouble. You were just drawing a picture.
Yes?
This looks like an interesting work in progress. Were you going to sign it, Miss?
Winnie?
A pleasure to meet you, Miss Winnie. What were you drawing before we interrupted?
It's for my friends.
By yourself? They putting you up to something?
No, not they're good friends. They helped me. I can't do anything for them except draw.
She's either got angels looking out for her, or the devil's looking for an easy mark. I lean down to her level. Okay, I believe you. But remember something. Friends don't let friends get pinched. She holds my gaze, still and silent. However, she nods without a tremor. A word of advice, kid. One mark's a coincidence. The same one over and over will get you caught. You want to keep drawing? Change it up. Use different shapes or colors, or make a code. With only a nod, the wisp drifts off to other haunting grounds.
That was sweet. See a little of yourself in her?
Something like that. You learn to scrape by in the burrows, too. The days were harsh enough with trash raining down on us, but at least we had family to rely on. I only hope Winnie's friends are worth the trust.
Well, that takes care of the neighborhood. Enjoying the sights?
It's something, I'll give you that much.
Good, because our next stop is less scenic. It's a walk, but I'm sure you'll manage.
Another shop?
The errand. Also, it's off the beaten path, so try to keep your wallet stowed away.
Ooh, what we got here? Alleyway. Right.
She leads me through a gaping, darkened opening going down. Each step turns golden light into sickly yellow. Narrowing corridors close around us, and steel plating becomes brittle under our feet. My foot goes through a step. I scream. Visions of falling tens of feet below play through my head until Sophie catches me.
Careful, darling. The island's still settling.
Yeah, I figured. This place is falling apart.
It is, isn't it? Anyway, watch your step. There might be more. Oh, And if you hear anything from above, move.
Finally, we hit rock bottom. We're surrounded by warped walls and lost dreams. The neighborhood's a crushed ceramic, swept out of sight and tiptoed around by the few who remain. Madonna, what happened here? I haven't been in Dreamland in a while, but I don't remember there being this many street kids, or this much decay.
Well, Giovanna, when most of the neighborhood moves out, that leaves vacancies. It's reasonably safe if you have nowhere else. Just mind the cracks.
What happened? She looks at me with as much sympathy as you'd give a child learning Santa doesn't exist before she...
Do you see the island to the left? Above the old grocer's. Imagine putting it flush against another island. Good. Now what if you slam them together?
She gives me time to piece it together. It's not a pretty puzzle. You said you were checking in with the street kids. Meeting with anyone in particular?
Not yet. For now, we observe. Don't want to scare the little dears.
Alright, what do we got?
I look down the hole and feel the world spin. It's an endless shaft of islands jutting in and out, ever downward with barely a hint of sky.
No, Winnie. You're supposed to trip, shoulder catch, then pull.
It's a classroom of 3. Based on her hand stuck in the other girl's pocket, Winnie's batting low marks.
Just give up already. She's hopeless.
No, she's not. Winnie found the open window. And unlike you, she can do numbers. Winnie, how much more do we need for today's haul?
5, 30, 40 cents.
You're always babying her. Who cares if she can count? If she can't steal, she's useless.
They're careless, cruel words spoken with the confidence that no one will argue back. However, Winnie's hands form tiny fists pressed firmly against her coat.
Ah, someone's angry. Tell me, how do you see that shaking out?
Sorry, are you asking me to bet on kids fighting?
It's just a question, darling. Not everything has to be so mercenary.
Kid's not stupid. Throwing the first punch looks bad, no matter how much they deserve it. Hey, we got Sophie confident. Rolls higher on talent checks. Nice.
Quite unfairly, too. But blending in is the right play. After all, who would you prefer by your side? An even-tempered treasurer? Or a talentless, penniless bully?
Something carved through the upper floors with the grace of a butcher, leaving everything from the neck down barely in one piece.
Give it back!
A mess of wild hair and thrashing limbs hit the wall. Despite the older boy having inches on her to dangle the wallet, Jenna's got him treed.
Get off me, you ugly little harpy! You're clawing up my...
She rakes her nails deep into his fleshy forearm and he howls. His claws uncurl, dropping the wallet with a pitiful thud.
Freak! This is why no one wants you!
While he scampers off to lick his wounds, there's no triumph or joy. Angry tears trickle around the corners of Jenna's eyes as she retrieves her battered, flattened prize.
All of that fuss over pennies. I wouldn't be surprised if she's made an enemy for life.
Rather she end up a target for life instead? Sophie looks from Jenna to me with a slow, warm smile.
Honestly, she should have hit harder. The only way to make sure a pest stays down is by smashing them.
Sophie's a piece of gold in a muddy river. Every street we walk, every urchin we talk to, leaves ripples of fear and hunger. Some shirk back, but too many tiny, starved faces follow our every move. Sophie looks back like she's picking cards at the table. When she stops, they scramble over dirt and limb to be a glint in her eye. Sophie, why aren't you telling me about this errand?
There's another step to community management. You see, checking in, enforcement, and education are all part of it. But we also find potential. Marm tells me we have an opening in the Does. And I owe her a recruit before the end of the day. From what I've seen, I believe Jenna or Winnie will do.
So that's it then? This whole guided tour was a front for snatching kids?
Don't be such a sanctimonious sap. You chose to tag along. You must have heard the stories. Or did you seriously believe everything we do involves a smile and a gun?
If I'm a sap, what does that make you? You might be with the underground, but you and Marm are cut from the same cloth. The temperature drops faster than a fall through the waters of Old Coney Island.
Gia, do you know what it's like to never feel full? To know you could cut every purse, sell every paper, shine every shoe, and still be poor in every way that matters? You want to feel righteous? Then you can decide. Who deserves a warm bed and a meal?
Literally can't pass this check. I mean, I'm going to go with Winnie, I think. Smarter, more controlled, more vulnerable in this kind of environment, I'd say.
I take in the faces around me, each echoing a desperate yearning. They really want to be like her, but I know who it has to be. The one with hollow eyes that fill with every flutter of Sophie's cape. There are plenty of sharks on the street. If anyone needs the does in their corner, it's Winnie.
They will. Believe what you will about the does, but she will learn to stand on her own.
She approaches the girl. Winnie's caught mid-float, torn between flight and grounded confusion, until Sophie leans down with a smile and a casino chip.
Hello, Winnie. Would you like somewhere to stay tonight? There's a steeple in the old brewery district. Show this to the front, and they'll get you settled with a nice hot meal and a bed after they show you around. And if you stay, we can discuss schooling.
Winnie's pale face is a wordless cry of fear. Fear that this isn't real. Fear of what happens if she takes that chip. But her hand still hovers over the token, unsure of what to do.
This isn't an order. It's simply an offer. Although I hope you say yes. The choice is yours.
The silence fills with something new. Winnie's frail fingers grab the chip like a freshly born soul reaching for the light.
Thank you.
Winnie's off, carried by hope and a ticket to a new life. Sophie's feet weigh like concrete heels, dragging her towards the open bar top.
Okay, let's have Jenna to talk to. There's also this guy.
Hey, lady. Want to see a magic trick? I can make a coin disappear before your eyes.
Go on then.
All right. Here. Show me.
Thank you. You see your coin here? I'm going to say the magic words. Abracadabra, abracadabra. On the count of 3, this coin will disappear. 3, 2, 1.
He fulfills his promise with a bolt down the street, taking my coin with him.
Miss Saltzer! Miss Saltzer! Are you recruiting for the school? Please, would you consider my niece? She isn't well, but she's smart and diligent. I can...
I'm sorry, Mr. Brown, but you know I can't. Marm's very particular about who she lets in.
Miss, are you with the Does? Could you put in a word for my niece? Please? She's only 9.
What? She not criminal enough for you? Or is it that she has family?
By the look of her, you know as well as I do that there's nothing there. Maybe a confidence woman with those eyes, but she doesn't need the trade schools for that. Marm only takes those who show promise, or who truly need an escape.
For a second, I'm back with my folks and Zio. They were arguing about me smuggling. Zio Alfonso argued I deserve my shot. I almost echo the words until Sophie shakes her head. Slight, but firm. Sorry, pal. Not my call. His head sinks, and he leaves without another word.
Is it true? Winnie's gone?
Yeah. You two close?
Not really, but she was one of us. We look out for each other. No one else does. And you've seen her. She wasn't good. But she'll be okay, because she's going to be a doe. The Dreamland does rule the barony. No one lays a stinking hand on a doe, or yells at them, or takes from them.
Thank you, darling. It smells as wonderful as always. Here, your usual.
She hands the shopkeep a fat envelope, and he takes a walk. The bar's emptied of everyone except for the dough and 2 pieces of cake. She motions me toward an empty seat.
Here. Bee sting cake, the best in the lowers. The owner's been making it for years. At least as long as his deliveries arrive.
I take a bite. Caramelized almonds and vanilla cream linger on my tongue. A sweet balm to a bitter moment. For a while, the only things that pass between us are the soft clinking of dull cutlery on chipped porcelain and the scent of honey.
I don't enjoy it, you know.
Which part?
Recruitment. It may come as a surprise, but the leader of the does does have some inkling of what awaits our recruits.
She skewers an almond. Still angry, but I doubt I'm the one who she wants to snap. Then why do it?
Because the Baron and her does make hard decisions every day. It's part of our charm. Along with the hope that if lost girls like us can make it, anyone can. After all, a doe might face a bullet, become a cutthroat, or perform unwanted tasks. But that's business. A little discomfort for an extra 10, 30, 60 years of life.
I feel a lull in her speech. A silent invite. Is she looking for validation? Or an alternative? Let's say you weren't a doe. Where would you go?
I'm not entirely sure. I've been a pickpocket since before I could walk.
Humor me. Right now, if you could be anywhere else, where would it be? She nudges an almond speck through a streak of cream.
You know, I've never seen a real beach. Coney Islands is so artificial. But I'd need something to keep myself busy once the novelty of sunshine and waves wore off.
My Zio could never sit still either. Always picked up a new hustle whenever he traveled.
A gentleman of culture.
The clinking stops. She stares deep into the empty plate like it's a scrying mirror.
You know, despite everything, I admire Marm. Whatever she is now, she'll always be the lost girl who climbed her way to the top of the lowers. And she brought us with her.
Then why'd you join the underground?
'Cause as brilliant as Marm is, she's always been hungry. We all are. But not all of us have the power to wreck our home while chasing a self-destructive whim.
She jabs an accusatory fork at the floor. A gaping wound whistles back at us, lined by debris and fresh cracks. Injuries that mirror the plaza's caved-in buildings and broken pillars. Marm caused that island tremor.
Indirectly, of course. But when you recklessly expand your territory past its limits, there are costs. And the costs are growing by the day.
Dreamland's the richest barony in the lowers. If anyone can afford a patch job, it's you.
Oh, we try. Think of Dreamland as a stack of spinning plates. Impressive, but prone to shattering. You see, Marm has a dream. She's always wanted to be the woman behind the biggest, wealthiest barony in the city. And it broke her up when she had to shelve it.
Not by choice, from the sounds of it.
No, it was island capacity. At least until someone gave her an Aether powerful enough to support every island you could dream of. Mom saw a chance and declared us back in business.
Something rings familiar. A new, more powerful Aether. This new Aether, it happened to be red?
Ah, I see you've heard of it. Apollo warned me White Street has something similar. A new kind of Aether weapon?
Had. It blew up with Eli. She taps a delicate, expectant finger. I changed topics before she could ask me about a melted wreck of blood-stained metal. Something's always bothered me about White Street. How'd they get their hands on a souped-up piece of Aether tech anyway?
I assume they shared Marm's supplier. Whoever they are.
Surprised Marm never told you.
I wonder if it's the scientists that blew up. Maybe they blew themselves up by accident with this red Aether.
Marm's frustratingly tight-lipped about her VIPs. But rest assured, if I knew who they were, they'd receive a personal tour of the Underline.
Why? You think they set Marm up?
An excellent question. What I do know is this. Marm would have retired a satisfied woman if someone hadn't baited her with the promise of one more island.
I've heard a lot of things about Marm, but stupid's never been one of them. What'd she get out of breaking her barony?
The chance to win one last gamble. How grand can she make Dreamland while she's still able?
Swell. So if she's playing for bragging rights, what'd she get if she loses?
Honestly, I doubt she thinks she can. But Marm is Marm. And she's never been one to call the game early.
Alright, let's say we steal Marm's money and stop her expansion. You still haven't said a word about what happens afterward.
Well, this is the lowers. Shooting the Baron and swapping them out with someone new is quite traditional.
Look, Sophie, I get it. You don't know me, but you either trust me enough to give me a straight answer, or you don't. My words put a wrinkle in her practiced spiel. For a moment, she looks just as unsure as I am.
And I'll give you this. No. If we succeed, I won't become Baron. My sisters would never stand for it, let alone the Underground or you. However, I have no intention of letting Dreamland become another White Street.
Okay. Thanks for the honesty.
Excellent. Now then, shall we go somewhere private to finish our earlier conversation? And I imagine our mutual friends will want to report.
Fine. I've got to stop back home anyway. What Sophie said hangs over my thoughts like a storm cloud. There's something more to this red Aether, and Nellie's been mum on the details ever since Eli's parade. I think it's time I got some answers.
Brought back to the Underground. Is that my only thing on at the moment? Oh, what's this? Bring Sophie to Apollo. And what's this one? Talk to Apollo and Sam. Okay, well, they're kind of the same thing, aren't they? Okay. Lots of stuff I want to buy here. I don't have the money for it currently, so I think we go back and turn this mission in. Probably going to have some fun on the way, I would imagine. But we're full health. That is well equipped as I can be at this moment on the budget I'm on. But yeah, let's get going.
As I round the corner, a murky haze hangs in the air. Up ahead, there's a disabled vehicle hovering above the tarmac. A befuddled man in a soot-stained suit looks up from his perch over the open hood and flags me down.
Please, you've got to help me get off the road. If Mom's thugs find me blocking a public street, they'll impound the car. And I've already got an outstanding debt with the house. I'll never get it out.
Okay, let's do the gumshoe check first.
I size the poor guy up as best I can. I check out his hands. No calluses on his knuckles. No concealed gun spoiling the line of his suit. He's just a schmuck who needs help.
Try to fix him up. I mean, we've got so many grease monkey points. It's a little bit disappointing. It's still only a 16% chance. I mean, I guess we've got to hit a 10. Oh, we're getting close too.
I roll up my sleeves as I strut toward his open hood. Walking over here, I was confident. But the engine compartment is so full of crap I can't see much of anything. I feel a tug at my shirt tail.
Hurry, they're coming!
I pull my head out of the cloud to see Marm's thugs speeding over to investigate. Given the heat around me, it's too risky to attract that kind of attention, so I turn on my heel and head back toward my car.
Where are you going? I thought you said you'd help.
Wish I could, friend, but I can't risk the impound for a perfect stranger. Good luck with Dreamland's finest. I step on the gas and speed off before I become the center of attention, leaving the stranded motorist to his fate.
Sorry, dude. Kinda tried. Ah, okay. Right, back to the hole. Now I'm interested to see if I can buy the stuff from other places. Like whether all the shops have like leveled up. This... Yeah, ooh, this is a purple part. Bracing. I think I have seen this before. I don't think she has got anything I haven't seen. So I guess we'll leave. Sell at this moment in time. Okay. Maybe we could talk. She might have a job for us. Why don't we talk to her?
Back so soon.
She doesn't.
So long.
Right. Press doesn't have stuff to buy, does she? Okay, let's go to the hideout then.
Ah, Gia. I see you brought a guest, though not one unwelcome. It's nice to see you outside of the negotiating table, Sophia.
Sam, darling. You look well, though busy as always, I see. And hello, Apollo, dear. You look good. In a way that would be every publicist's nightmare if it ever landed on the front page.
And who's going to be the one to take the snapshot, darling? You?
Their smiles start as cool and polite as passing acquaintances, but they quickly crack into grins as they share a peal of laughter like age-old friends on a night out.
Oh, glad to have you, Soph. Gia, how are we looking?
Let's be cautious.
Got a good look at the place. Security could give Fort Knox a run for its money. We're going to need everything planned to the minute.
Oh, where'd that earlier confidence go, eh? This was your bright idea.
Yeah, but it only works if we line up our shot.
Way I see it, we got 3 problems to solve. The crowds, the loot, and the getaway. Pandemonium's going to be packed. We're going to need everyone out of our way.
Arm loves ending things with a bang. It's why Soap Jackson's closing the night with a fireworks show. If it were to happen sooner, everyone, including Marm, would be forced outside.
Think you can shift the schedule?
Of course not. Marm would have my head. But if someone very clever were to sneak into one of Soap's parties, they may be able to convince Soap to help coordinate a surprise.
Talk to me before you go. Might have an idea or two on the how.
I saw one of his flunkies running games. I thought the name sounded familiar. Former baseball player turned hustler, right?
Oh yes. A rather tacky man. Loves his parties as much as he loves to gamble when he's lucid.
Not your type, huh?
He and I enjoy different games. Fortunately, that means he's always looking for new players.
In my experience, that's as good as an open invite. No good party's complete without a surprise guest.
He's working for Marm. Why are you sure he'd help us?
Soap's a free spirit. You hire the man because he knows how to throw a party, not for loyalty.
And I'm going to persuade him how, exactly?
I'm sure you know how to be persuasive. Flatter him. Bribe him. Convince him Marm's surprise is a reward in itself. Or simply beat his ego until he does it out of spite.
Beat his what?
Sophie, you said only a few people are allowed to touch Marm's cash. Who are they exactly?
Let's see. There's Gunther, the concierge. the movers, select security members and does, and me. But even if I got you uniforms, we could hardly carry it out ourselves.
The movers are still the Matsi Brothers Moving Company, correct? If so, they may be persuaded to help. The Undercity League meets not only with Dreamland's Baron, but also its Ledgeman Union. I am told relations between them have become difficult.
Enough they won't turn around and go to Marm? Wait, when you say Luca Mazzi, do you mean...
The former world's champion boxer. Or the terrifying Avenger who left a streak of broken strikebreakers behind him?
Just surprised he and Marm would ever strike a deal.
Matsi Brothers Moving Company does excellent work, and his rates are reasonable. And you know what they say, darling. Better to keep your enemies close and on a tight leash.
All right, sounds convincing. How do we get him on side?
Luca sees the world in black and whites. He shows you who he is and expects you to do the same. If you are yourself, Gia, I'm sure he will listen. He respects a good heart.
Our biggest hurdle's the escape. Even if we get the loot out, Marm's got an army.
Yes, we're outgunned in a fight. If only we had more killers around. Eh, Sam?
You can't win a war on bullets alone.
Then we simply give them a problem even Marm herself couldn't ignore. Another fire.
It doesn't take much to read between the lines, but the proposal still sparks a jolt through the room.
It's a lovely building, and I'll miss my table. The Pandemonium's always been a symbol of Marm's power. As confident as she is, nothing would alarm her more than to watch her casino go up again.
Oh, well, that settles it. We'll empty the castle, rob the treasury, and burn the rest to the ground.
Is that all?
After we've emptied it of civilians.
I know Dreamland's kept quiet on the details, but you does ever figure out how the culprit pulled it off?
Officially, all evidence was lost in the fire. Unofficially, someone smuggled an accelerant right under our nose. Filled the place with it.
You really have no idea who did it.
Trust me, Giovanna. Whoever you're thinking of, you can bet we got to them first. Not a single one talked. All took their secrets to old New York.
If Marm's busy with the fire, who's left to worry about?
It'll be Marm's birthday, so all lieutenants will be expected to attend. You've met Lizzie, of course. Alice seems vapid, but don't let her fool you. And Pearl solves everything with an iron fist.
I expect we'll have to deal with at least one of them. More if we're unlucky.
Okay, but if Marm's that worried, I doubt she's made it easy to burn a second time.
Oh, there's no doubt Marm's put safety measures even I have no idea of. Which is why we'll want to talk to her pet architect. Anton Klossner designed both Pandemoniums. He once showed me the blueprints and they're easily his masterpiece. If anyone knows of a weakness, it's him.
Think you still got him?
He should, but he's notorious recluse. Fortunately, he adores Marm, so I'm sure I can convince him to bring himself and the blueprints to an investor event. Alright, heist prep.
Alright, that's enough to get started. Anything else we should know?
Only a word of caution, darling. Expect to see more security measures as we get closer to the date, and try to plan accordingly.
Good thinking. We get minutes to plan, so let's hurry up and work.
Alright, okay. Let's have a look at this. Okay, we've probably got quite a few things to do now. So he'll see you now. We've got to prepare for the heist. That's kind of the overall objective. You can find me on the ledge is locate Luca Mazzi at Fogger's Pike. We have travel to Marm's yacht, Precarious Masquerade. That's the architect. And then we have gather intel on Soapjack. I'll speak with Apollo before we leave. That's obviously the first thing to do. So
Say Apollo. Why do they call him Soap, anyway?
I gather it's on account of his squeaky clean gambling record. Never lost a single bet, if you believe the stories. But I prefer to think of it this way. He's as slippery as they come.
So, remind me then, why is it we think he'll help us take down Marm?
He might not. But he's a socialite, and we're highly susceptible to flattery and bribery. I'm sure you can convince him.
That's all you got for me?
Sorry, darling, can't do much else from here. But you've got a handle on things, right?
If I didn't, you and I wouldn't even be talking right now.
That's what I like to hear. Good luck.
They say Sove's parties are as wild as they come. I'd like to see it myself sometime.
Yeah, can't wait. Talk to you later.
Okie dokie. Soap's mansion. Okay. I was hoping I might get some money at the end of one of these. Well, at the end of sort of turning this mission in. Seems not. So let's just pop back to the hole quickly. We could go and maybe check in on Nellie. We got that ether thing, didn't we? Where is she at?
Nellie's not here. Maybe she's at the root cellar with Gardner.
Maybe. Check her stash as well. She has nitro repulsors. Okay. That's what I'm using. So, tell you what. Probably sell those. Need a bit of extra cash. How much is it worth? Can't tell from here. Okay. Okay. Let's try the root cellar.
Oh, but what if we used an alternating charge? It could increase Daisy's output exponentially.
I suppose it's possible. However, you'll need an opposing resonance.
Of course! We can start with datasets 13 through to 15, measure particle strength, and the... Oh, hi, Gia! The professor and I were discussing a new dispersal test. He was just telling me of a supplier who could...
That's great, but it's not why I'm here. Remember Eli's red aether? Somehow Marm's got our hands on it. A lot of it. It's how she's expanding her barony. The reminder shuts a blind over her enthusiasm. Her shoulders shrink, withering like a plant in a dark cupboard.
What? How? It shouldn't have...
Shouldn't have been what? Gotten out? You said that before, back in White Street.
Told you it's the scientists.
Where's this red aether coming from?
It's... Gia, I wish I could tell you. Truly, but I simply can't.
What Eleanor means is that she signed an agreement, one with, regrettably, severe penalties for breaking confidentiality.
What sort of penalties are we talking about?
The kind that could ruin a researcher. To start, you'd lose your position at the finest Aether Institute in the country and all its resources. Then you'd have to pay back any outstanding investments the Institute's put into your work.
It'd be really, really bad, Gia. And my parents, what would they say? They expected me to thrive at the Institute. If I were cast out of the Heights, it'd be a terrible disappointment.
Olympus Park has that much pull?
Quite. The Heights doesn't have barons, but it does have a number of influential benefactors, some of which sit on the board. I promise you, drawing their ire is not an enjoyable experience.
This doesn't sound like the first time you're hearing about red aether.
Oh, Alistair is one of the experts who helped... I mean...
It's all right, Eleanor. You're quite correct, Miss Randazzo. I'm familiar with red aether and its applications, for better and worse. Which is why I find it troubling to hear it spread further than a tiny corner of Eleanor's lab.
Look, kid, I get it. But you've seen it yourself. That stuff is out there, and we need to know where it's coming from. Next time could be a hell of a lot worse than a cannon.
I know, but... Professor, isn't there something we can do? Surely an exception can be made.
Gardner smooths his hand over the table, regarding Nellie's plea like a puzzle short a corner piece. He finds the solution with a soft rap of his knuckles.
Well, only one of us has clearance and tenure. If, hypothetically, I were to consult while you were away at the bar, you could hardly be held accountable. Oh, and order what you like. It's a business expense.
Thank you so much, Professor Gardner. Oh, but what should I get? I usually drink soda or water, you see. Maybe something that takes a while to make.
I'm confident you'll find something.
Nellie flits off to the bar to learn spirits, leaving me with her mentor. Despite the clinking of glasses behind the bar and the stains on warped wood, the man looks at me like I'm a student in his office.
How much do you know about red aether, Miss Randazzo?
We don't have a bad brainiac check. We'll give it a go. Seems good. Oh, just enough.
Tightly focused aether, right? You increase the resonance until its energy potential increases enough to turn it red. Makes it powerful, but unstable.
You're absolutely correct. We'll skip the basics then. Have you ever met researchers with cabin fever? They get up to the most novel experiments, flight, light, even music, thanks to our Aether resonance team. It's how we ended up with a new kind of Aether, and a crater in the birch room.
The Heights made red aether?
You have to understand, Miss Randazzo. Olympus Park creates new wonders every day, but not everything should ever be released. We couldn't even trust ourselves with red aether, so we locked it away.
Then why is it in the lowers?
I have my suspicions. Olympus Park is not as untouchable as our namesake, and there is no shortage of bad actors who tear through the walls to get their hands on even a drop of our tech. Such as hiring a villain to break into the Heights, destroy our lab, and attempt to kidnap one of our prized scientists.
The professor's palm rests on the top of his cane, as solemn and heavy as a hand on a headstone. I wonder if he still feels the heat of explosives and fire, if he was even conscious for it.
It was an utter tragedy. I recruited them, truly brilliant people. Lost in an instant thanks to sheer recklessness.
You said you came to bloody, bruised, and alone. And sometime after that, you ended up on Ellis Island.
An awful thing to wake to. I had board members at my heels fighting my request to leave, investigators demanding to know what happened, doctors ordering bed rest, but it worked out. Eleanor safe. And that's all that matters.
She sounds like a lot more than a researcher to you. Gardner simply smiles, as naturally as if Nellie were really his own.
I've known Eleanor since she was 16. Her parents, lovely people, knew that they had a genuine prodigy, but they didn't want their child to go out into the world alone. I gave my word she wouldn't.
You said it yourself. The Heights isn't untouchable, and the gunman who started the fire's still running around. Why risk bringing her back to the scene of the crime?
I'm embarrassed to admit I simply wasn't thinking. I'd finally found Eleanor. I'd heard war had broken out in White Street, and I thought, she's been through so much. Best get her home quickly.
If you were in that much of a rush, what took you so long to find her? You obviously have resources. There's faster ways to find someone than planting coded messages in radio ads.
You know the Lowers more intimately than I, Miss Randazzo. Money, influence, and connections only go so far when half the baronies are in conflict. And believe me, I tried.
A deep weariness drapes around his shoulders, made up of several weeks worrying. He looks to the bar, as though confirming Nellie was still where he'd left her.
I'm aware I seem unreasonable. I came into your lives and nearly spirited Eleanor away without explanation. But wouldn't you do anything to keep someone you cared about safe?
My mind places the shadowed streets and warring baronies against a kiss of sunlight from upstairs, and I hate that I see his point. There's a creep chasing Nellie. Black hat, scars, professional killer. Calls himself Dufresne. Know anything about him? Gardner's brows twitch downward, leaving furrows deep enough to catch water.
I'm afraid I wouldn't. Arson and murder aren't quite my department. What about you, Miss Randazzo? Surely you and your friends have looked into him?
Mostly through our run-ins. He said someone hired him to bring her home.
Eleanor still has family and associates in the uppers. Perhaps not everyone was pleased when she left her old life for the Heights.
Enough to keep Dufresne on the hunt? Someone like him isn't cheap. If Nellie knew anyone else with that kind of money, she wouldn't have worried about cash flow.
Then perhaps we're looking at it from the wrong angle. Eleanor has a mind that's seen once in a generation. If, say, someone is willing to kill for a wallet, what would they do for a scientist capable of fixing the well?
My skin wants to crawl off my seat. Dufresne had torn apart my car to get Nellie's journal. If Nellie's grey matter was that valuable, his faceless employer might never give up the chase.
At the bar, Thomas puts away a load of glasses, each clinking away to its rightful place. I stare, feeling like I'm a few glasses short a full set of answers. Sounds like the brainiacs in the Heights don't know what's going on either.
Unfortunately. I'm truly sorry I can't tell you more, but maybe we can still find some answers. I'll inform them of the Red Aether leak. See what they can find.
I bite back a cynical remark about whether the Heights will share when Nellie trots back with an amber-filled glass.
So, how was it? Did you need a little longer?
Got the gist of it, thanks. Wait, is that bourbon?
Oh, yes! I've never tried it, but the gentleman at the bar ordered 2 on the rocks already, so it must be good.
Oh, my dear, that's a rather strong drink. Are you certain that's where you'd like to start?
Oh, well, I'm certain I can manage, and it would be a shame to waste it.
Let her try it.
Only one way to find out. Apparently, watching someone knock glasses back hadn't prepared Nellie for how to drink it. She takes a big gulp, and it promptly comes back up with a sputter. Easy, kid. You're supposed to take it in sips.
But in the movies, they always...
Often exaggerate and lie for dramatic effect, I'm afraid. Now then, let's get this cleaned up.
Thomas will get you a towel. Just remember to give him a good tip.
Yes. Also, Nellie, darling, might I recommend something sweeter? There's a lovely apricot drink.
What was the... That's not really what I'm after. Oh, that's interesting. But what I wanted was like a little log of the conversation. Because something happened there at the end, and I couldn't quite tell what it was. Yeah.
Zdravo.
I'm going to go back here, because I've got this now. Oh. Still worthless. That's weird. But it's the same as the one I'm using, so I wonder if I can swap it out. And then sell the one I bought. Definitely
Looking for something in particular? See you soon.
We talked to Cress.
Gia?
Look, Cress. About what happened at Pandemonium.
If you're about to apologize, save it. I don't want to hear from you. Dreamland's never been kind to Aetherians. Only got worse after that damn fire.
Amateur sleuths and tabloids alike have thrown around answers to the Pandemonium fire like it's a game of pitchpenny. A vengeful Aetherian might have only been one of them, but it had still left a mark.
See ya.
I ankle over to the bar, squeezing between a chair and the dough to order a well-deserved drink. The routine lowers my guard, leaving me vulnerable to the unknown passenger in my pocket. What the? Instead of a wallet, my fingers close around a kitschy elephant doll. If the doll wearing Dreamland's colors wasn't enough of a smoking gun, Sophie's laugh is. Soph, what the hell is this?
It's Topsy, one of Dreamland's most darling mascots. We even have a building in her likeness.
Yeah, well, bully for Topsy. What's she doing in my pocket?
Don't look so suspicious. I was only having a little fun, and I needed an excuse to practice my sleight of hand.
So what? You thought you'd slip a doll into my pocket? I would have thought you'd try making off with my wallet.
We're not all common cut purses. I could pick the pocket of everyone here, and they'd go to bed without realizing it. But that's so... banal. Leaving something they're unfamiliar with, however, requires finesse.
I don't know about that. Pickpocketing and reverse pickpocketing are pretty similar if you ask me.
Oh? Why don't you give it a try then? We can make a game of it. Put Topsy into Tiana's handbag without her noticing.
What are we playing for? More secrets?
Tempting, but no. I'd hate to make things feel stale. So why not a drink? You can pick whichever you like.
All right. And if I lose?
I'll try to pick something within your budget. This is for fun.
All right, let's
What
do it
the
again.
hell? I could use the practice. Just have your money ready. We work out a plan. I take Topsy to a nearby stool and idle for a few, creating a cushion of deniability before Sophie starts.
Tiana, darling. You seem comfortable. Taking a break?
Sophia, tell me, does Tetka know where you spend your time off?
I don't think Mom cares, as long as I have the sense to do it away from prying eyes. The hole may be drab, but I'll give it this much. No one would suspect anyone of taste to come here.
That is what makes it good for business, no? Particularly the kind done under the table.
While the pair of old schoolmates chat each other up, Sophie awaits my instruction. Tiana might be quicker with a pen than a knife, but her insight's still sharp enough to cut through any obvious ploys.
Subtle.
I tap the counter 3 times.
Gunther's easy to bribe, you see. He loves peach schnapps and... Oh, that is a lovely pocket you have hidden in your wrap. May I?
Aha. You know what they say. Look, but don't touch.
Of course. Then, may I get your professional opinion? You see, Mom's recruited a new tailor from Bluebird, and I'm not convinced of the design.
Tiana smiles thinly. I don't know who's giving the harder shakedown, but soon they're talking tailors and imports. As Tiana's critical eye probes Sophie's cape, I slip the doll into her hiding spot.
Is that so? I'll pass her name along then. Thank you, darling. How should I repay you? A drink, perhaps?
Ha! Information like that will cost you more than a glass of wine. Come see me after hours. I'm sure we'll find something suitable to settle your debt.
Tiana reaches for her bag. I feel like I'm watching a thriller. Anticipation building to a silent orchestra as I hear the bag click open and Tiana gasp.
Sophie? Giovanna? Oh no.
Just having a little fun.
You know, there are circuses that are hiring. Perhaps you two would do better to audition there.
Relax. You'll give yourself wrinkles. It was just a little prank. I recently picked up this doll and thought I'd remind you of old times.
You remind me why I am no longer one of Marm's lost girls. Giovanna is not one of your orphans. Save your games for them.
The fence gathers her bag and leaves. To my surprise, she takes the doll with her. Maybe next time I see Topsy, she'll be on the shelf of Pier 6 with a lush price tag. What was that about?
Oh, nothing much. We does compete with each other from an early age, so we learn to make games of it. Leaving surprises for one another is one of the first things we learn.
And you never grew out of it, huh? That's why Lizzie tried jumping you. It's just another game to you does.
Yes, not every game is as dangerous as a car chase, but they stick with us all the same. So, I like to ensure girls like Winnie learn healthier ones. But never mind that. You won the bet, and I owe you a drink. What would you like?
We settle up. I might have felt a little bad ordering a glass that'd rival the glass cages, if she didn't order something more expensive for herself.
Okay. I think we're done now. I'd like to switch over those repulsors, like I mentioned. And then see if I can sell that one. I mean, it's not worth much, but... Which one is the one that's not worth anything? Yeah, this is definitely... I mean, it looks like it's worth something there, even if it's scrap. So let's go back out here. Yeah, I can sell that for 110 now. So let's sell that. Got a bit of cash. I'm still going to try and save up. I'd like to get the light vehicle first. and then we'll start saving up for the rest of the stuff I've got my eye on. But it's going to be a little while. But we'll leave things here for now, I think. We'll come back next time. We've got a choice of missions, so we'll have a little think about what we're going to do. I don't think it does. Probably the order doesn't really matter, so maybe we'll just go for the one that I've already got the tracking on. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this episode, as I hope you have, if you could hit the like button, that'd be awesome. Do leave a comment as well. Let me know what you think about this series so far, the game, anything you like. Really, it's just always good to get feedback. And a big thank you, big shout out to our channel members. Massively appreciated how you guys are supporting the channel as always. And you know, if anyone else is interested in checking out memberships and getting earlier access to my videos, that would be amazing. But thanks very much, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye for now.